Hello, and I hope you're having a great day today. This is Bob Bryant with Wellspring Coaching and Training Associates. We're coming to you live from the Wellspring studio in lovely downtown Aiken, South Carolina. I wanted to share with you that yesterday I came fully awake and suddenly started thinking about the topic of I woke up fully alive today. That probably sounds crazy in the wake of 2020, the COVID 19 virus, and bitter battleground races for Senate and president and any other thing, maybe even a battle for running for the state line. I don't know. But it's kind of a different thought. It's a different journey. The journey can either flow, sail, and go smoothly along, or it can be this wonderful drama magnet that brings you into full contact with every emotion you've ever experienced. You could be literally ripped from pillar to post. I thought about what if life was so easy that you achieve your goals automatically, as if you were walking on the clouds or walking on the wind. Think about an incredible lightness of being. Right now, many people are trying to consider who they may hate on for a while and bear down on or pounce on. I mean, have you ever seen these Western movies of a cat and their claws are up here and they're laying on this rock and their teeth, they're growling and and they're ready to pounce on someone. What if today you called a moratorium or a timeout on such activities? And if you can't get rid of the hating thing altogether, maybe just press pause for today. What if you were reaching up and out for something new, for a different way of seeing things, of believing in things, and a different way of thinking about what it is to be experiencing your life? What if you declared a judgment free zone? You wouldn't judge yourself, you wouldn't judge others. That doesn't mean your judgment would be clouded for making decisions about what's right and wrong. That just means you wouldn't label someone else as a godless liberal or a terrible conservative or whatever it is. That you would just call a timeout on that. I saw these two candidates on the tube last evening, and they were friendly towards each other. They weren't disrespecting one another, and they were just declaring what their beliefs and positions were on certain factors in our everyday world. Their energy was not abrupt or lightning fast, that they struck as soon as they could leap on someone's statement. No, it was very smooth and considerate. They were able to allow the other person, with respect, to speak. They didn't declare any certain way of thinking, believing, or behaving, and if you didn't, you're not for us. No abrupt energy. They were into a discovery mode without double binding, without labels, without trying to trap someone. They were very considerate and they considered things carefully. What if today you used more of your senses to experience your life? What you saw, what you heard. Now, listening carefully, 2 ears and 1 mouth, listening twice as long, seeing things through with people rather than seeing through them, demonstrating, showing them where to get on rather than where to get off, enriching, sharing, blessing others. Reach out and bless someone today. Maybe someone who you don't exactly agree with, someone who is not your friend. Maybe they're your enemy. Well, we said we'd call a moratorium on this hating thing, so let's keep the pause button on. Go for a walk today. Walk in silence. No music, no cell phone. No cluttering noise, just an enriched silence. Eat your meal today, thoughtfully, mindfully, experiencing the flavors, experiencing texture, experiencing the aroma of the food, looking at it and looking at the shape and size of each portion. Once you're done eating mindfully or thoughtfully, and you've completed your walk, journal your experience. Journal it without judgment. Just write down what it was about, what it was like. Feel what it's like to be you. Now, again, in the middle of all this confusion and, oh my God, I've got to get back to normal and I've got to rip off my mask and burst forward and open her up and all that stuff. This is about you. It's not about bursting forth on others. Some thoughts and feelings that I journal was being peaceful, being kind, conflict-free, energetic without letting your energy go out in all directions, being loving, open, thoughtful. Call an old friend today. Call a family member that you haven't touched base with in a while. Add some new words into your thinking. Forgiveness, smooth, inclusive, loving, floating, caring, open. If you're not at work, well, maybe even if you are, dance in your own interpretive style. Just do some movement. You can do swaying or you can do hand movements or, express yourself from inside to outside. Sing. Well, maybe you're not a professional singer, but sing in your own style, your own way. Seek more to understand people today than to be understood. Once again, listen deeply, carefully. Seek harmony. Harmony in movement, harmony in speech, harmony in actions. Wake up and be fully alive today. Fully alive. You can't fake this stuff. And I'm sorry that everything is not coming to you that you want. I'm sorry that you're not getting to go to restaurants and sit down and take in the ambience of what's going on there. I feel for you that your awareness tells you that the same things that have not gotten you what you seek, that you're still doing the same behaviors. It's interesting that I put some videos out on YouTube back, I'm thinking 3-4 weeks ago. And a gentleman that I knew from another group that I was part of, he contacts me and says, let's have a video call. Let's get together in some way. And at first I thought, well, yeah, okay, well, let's do that, you know. And of course that was all electronically, you know, out there in the video world. And I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, I don't really know this guy all that well. I'd like to get to know him. And I said that, and he said, well, you need to make an appointment with me on a video call. And after I thought about it for a while, I said, well, no, I'm not going to. I'm not making an appointment with you. I asked him to tell me exactly what it was that he was all about right then. Now, you should know yourself well enough in a given day to say something about you, that you're kind, or that you are interested in sports, or, uh, you know, that you're a family person, that you're a loyal friend, you're trustworthy, those kinds of descriptives. But he didn't or wouldn't. So I said, well, then you must want something from me. He said he wanted something for me. He wanted to help me. And I thought, well, okay, what is that? And he finally said, well, I want to give you some lessons in this certain art, and I want to get you into sales with me. And I said, well, no, I don't want to do either one of those. And he said, well, what about just being friends? And I thought, well, maybe that's good. And it may turn out that that's not even what either one of us wants to do. We go through our lives so often doing the same old things. Now, I'm not talking to you as a psychotherapist as I used to be, because you can tell your woes and solve problems and stuff with your minister or with some pay-for-chair psychotherapist that you're going to sit down with. Most people come and seek out help, or they seek out assistance or services. They come when the pain is so bad that they just can't get over it. You know, it's on their mind every day. It's hurting them, you know, frequently throughout the day. And they generally last for about 6 sessions. Now, your whole life is going to be solved in 6 sessions. Do you believe that? Well, I don't. You know, I've listened to people telling me all sorts of interesting stories about themselves, and all kinds of histories and incidents where they came to believe what they believe now. They came to the actions that they are taking now. If they were asked, well, how long has it been since you took an inventory of your life? They may beat around the bush and say, well, I don't know, or yesterday and I found out that I was wonderful and everything was going well. Okay, everything's going well. What are you doing here? What do you want? Well, I want you to fix something about me. Well, I never could do that, and I don't guess I ever will. You are the person with the right tools and taking the time in your life to do those things. You may need a coach or a therapist or a minister or used to be a good friend. Some good friends were very astute in what they told you. They listened well. But we're in a busier world now where there's no time for that. However, here in COVID-19 and the surrounding happenings, we have the optimum time to take inventory. What's going on? What is it that I want to happen in my life? Are my relationships really that solid, or are they superficial and I'm just a part-time, party-time guy that likes to hang out with a lot of people? Well, is that getting you what you want? Are you a person that wants more money in their life? Most marriage therapists and even researchers say that, most of the problems are about money. We get married and we're in love and wow, everything's going to go cool. Now we have a couple of children and we're feeling left out and we need a new house and well, the list goes on. Can you get those things? Well, maybe not. Woman last night told me that her car needed to be replaced, her house needed these repairs, and she didn't have any money. And, well, I guess in the therapy days, I may have asked her, well, what are you doing about that? But this was a friend, and I was just listening. She couldn't really grasp that maybe her own thinking and practiced behaviors were getting in the way. Maybe a belief about what she deserves or how the world works or how people interact or interface with her. Those are all possibilities. It's strange that she said, well, I've been talking to another friend and she put me onto this book. And there are lots of books out there. I think I said this in another video. People are writing them every day and, suddenly chiropractors and musicians and all sorts of people are becoming philosophers and therapists, and they're writing these books on how to make changes in your life. Now, all you got to do is buy the book. Okay? You read it one time, and then it goes in a collection with other books. If I swung the camera from one side to the other, you probably would see there are a number of books in here, video training programs, etc., etc. Some of them have been very powerful in my life and caused me to take action. Some of them I condensed and digested to where I began to take different actions in my life. Now, here's what she gave me. She said, this is a book about praying the scriptures for your family. And wow, prayer is a powerful thing. And she said, these were the 5 points. And I want to give them to you so that maybe this is useful to you. Uh, One gentleman told me that he didn't need any of my stuff and he didn't need any of my help, but he did want to sell me some stuff. Another lady on the telephone this morning, she was calling about something that her company had been calling about for 6 months, I think. And I told him as nicely as I could to stop calling, that I already possessed those things, and that I don't need any more of them. And she basically just said, "Well, look, get out of my way. I need some sales. I need some money." Well, that certainly would be the way to impress someone to give you some money, to hire you for employment or whatever. Not. Well, anyway, the first principle was acknowledge God's hand in these matters. Whatever the matter at hand is, acknowledge that on a spiritual level. The second was to admit your own making of this problem. What were you doing? Were you resenting? Did you have the hate button on full forward? And did you pounce on someone that, really scarred them and caused them to pounce back on you? Like I say, press the pause button today. You can press the pause button for this if you like. If it's kind of offending you, it's in the vogue to be offended by someone. You know, I didn't like your shirt and I was offended, so I think I'll sue you. Of course, I'm being overly dramatic. The third thing was to accept a new plan, a spiritual plan, a new design, a new blueprint. That's what I woke up thinking about yesterday, was a new blueprint for people's lives, because I believe that I came to earth to help you design a new blueprint. Does that mean I'm going to do it for you, force you to, trick you into something? No. But, the first step in any change, in any new way to get what you want in this life, is awareness. And after the awareness, you may say, well, I need another way, and I don't even know what it is. The next thing was to affirm this plan, this spiritual plan. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool, Affirmations are good. Affirmations keep you thinking about something. Many programs that you see on the market today and in the past are just about repeating these affirmations about every day and every way I'm getting better and better and better. And then after you don't, you go, well, that stuff doesn't work. Or is there more to this? Is there more than just the conscious thought, the conscious mind that you're listening to me with? And the next one was to ally or bring yourself up close to this plan, which means you start doing it. Most people, when they get up in the morning, and this has always amazed me, we were in Charlotte, North Carolina some years ago, and we were presenting this new sales regimen. It was just as much the thinking process as it was the doing. And you had to get the thinking rolling before the doing would kick in. And so I noticed this woman who's just sort of slumped over, and she's kind of, like she's just out of it. And so I tried delicately to ask her to participate. And she said, "Hey, man, you're lucky I'm even here today. I haven't had my 60 cups of coffee. I've been through heck and half of Georgia." And that's nothing against Georgia, incidentally. That was her expression. And we weren't in Georgia. Anyway, she'd been through it all. And I was lucky that she was there. Unfortunately, For her, I already had the money that she'd paid me for the services we were delivering. And I could have just dropped it there and thought, well, okay, you want to spend your money and not get anything for it, that's you. But eventually we were able to bring her forward. And so, as myself and Wellspring, as we reach out and we try to bring you forward, we're offering you something, and you've got to see value in it. As my buddy said the other day, well, you don't have anything of value to me. And then as I explained it to him in person, as I am to you, he said, well, now that's what I'm buying, but then quickly rescinded that so he wouldn't have to buy anything. Well, you can lean on your friends and perhaps even professionals to give you free stuff. But they're only going to give you so much, and that's only going to last so long. I would say to you, and this is a Dabo Sweeney kind of thing. I love this, Dabo. All in. You got to go all in. You're not going to get a better life, reach your goals, have better relationships, or just feel better about things until you go all in. If you'd seen this video yesterday, I was absolutely wild. I was in my Stetson hat, my tie-dyed t-shirt, and I was talking about 300 miles an hour. Okay? And for a guy from the South, that's a pretty good trick. So, it would have been somewhat unintelligible, and you may have thought I was some televangelist trying to convert you to something. Well, the choice is yours. I have what I need, and in my semi-retirement here, I am putting out help for others who aren't, who'd like to go to a better job, who'd like to get a promotion, who'd like to sell more, who'd like better music performance, who'd like better relationships. And I'm going to tell you honestly, yes, I do charge a professional fee for that. If that's offensive to you, then, well, next door on the right, and good luck with your life. Well, I've told you what's on my mind, and I hope that you would call us up at some point and do more than just tell us what's on your mind. We're at 803 295 6631. We're Wellspring Coaching and Training Associates, and our website is Wellspring, C as in Charlie, T as in Tango, and A as in Alpha.com. You can go there and check us out. You can buy some things online there or not. You can read about us, and there's a couple of free samples. But remember, that only goes so far. You can give people free samples, and that lasts a short time, or you can teach them, train them to do these things, and that lasts a lifetime. Well, hope your day is going well, and as my old pal used to say, may the rest of your life be the best of your life. See you around.